ANTIDOT PRO took the beauty industry by storm by being present in over 50 countries in just 18 months. Because of its success, a new revolution has begun. While the beauty industry makes you look good, ANTIDOT PRO will make you feel good during the process. We invited Mr. Luigi Rossi, Global Director of Education from Montreal, Canada, to the main stage to present to you ANTIDOT PRO. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Luigi Rossi.
Hello everyone. Hello Dubai. Thank you for having me around. It is my first time here in Dubai. And first and foremost, I'd like to thank you, all of you, for being here this morning and taking the time to educate and to inform. I've been a hairstylist for over 30 years now in the beauty industry, and I've seen many trends come and go. And one thing that's amazed me is always the knowledge and the power of sharing amongst all of us hairstylists that are here. Now, today, I'm not going to be showing you glamorous hair. I'm not going to be showing you amazing cuts. I'm here to do two things today. One is I'm going to show, and two, I'm going to share. And what I mean by that is I'm going to show you that there's a problem in the beauty industry, and I'm going to share you a solution to that problem. Now, when we look at the situations, I'm going to be having a little bit of more, I'm going to demand of you a little bit more interaction, meaning I'm going to be asking some questions. How many of you here, by a raise of hand, care for your clients? I want to see this. How many care for your clients? Do you care? Wonderful. Now, if you care for your clients, let me show you this next slide. Oh, I have to get close here. How many clients you have in salon that live that situation that like, oh, please, can I have the comb because it's stinging and itching? How many of you have that? Right. This is an occurrence in the salon. Now, obviously what's happening is that it can go from very light to severe. Meaning, when you look at the chart, it can go from itching, it can go from dry scalp, it can go from scalp swelling, and in extreme cases, it will even go blistering. And in some instances, it can actually require hospitalization. Now, what is all of this called? This symptomatic. There's an actual name for it. And the name for this symptomatic is called contact dermatitis. Now, contact dermatitis, as definition, is an inflammation or irritation caused by an allergy or an inflammatory substance put on the skin. And obviously, being in the beauty industry, when we think a little bit of products that could cause that, what products would cause that? Let's say bleach, absolutely. What else would cause that? Hair color, absolutely. Hair coloring, anything else? What would cause that? Something that itching that would be disturbing. There's peroxide as well. Now, if we look at down the list of the ingredients in the beauty industry causing contact dermatitis are washing detergents, soaps, solvents, acids, alkalines, PBDs, sprays, fragrances, formaldehyde, developers, and the list goes on. Now, I'm not here to be a judge of what to do or what to use. What I want to explain to you today is that the beauty industry has no choice to use these products to achieve results. So we're not here to blame nobody. What we're here is to expose a situation to everyone that is becoming a problematic in the beauty industry. Now, because of that, 80% of the ingredients that are used are always causing symptomatics of allergy. Now, we, as a company, wanted to do a little test to say, okay, how is this happening? So, the test being that we have done is, now okay, it's gonna look a little weird. We took 2 pieces of meat. Now, what does the meat represent? The meat represents the skin, okay? Now, by taking 2 pieces of meat, when you look at that, we put only peroxide. We put 40 volume peroxide on both pieces of meat, one with ANTIDOT PRO and the other no ANTIDOT PRO. Now, obviously, you see the difference of the meat. So obviously, it started breaking down the proteins of the skin. That is the same sensation that, you know, when you put some peroxide on your hand, it starts burning. It is the same sensation. Yes, it starts swelling, becomes white, it starts stinging. That's usually peroxide that does that. And this is just peroxide. We didn't put anything else. That's just to show you that with ANTIDOT PRO, how much you're protecting the scalp versus no ANTIDOT PRO. Now, when you're going to look at that, it says, we're just here to explain in general, how does this affect you and your clients in a general matter? Now, when we're going to look at the sensitivity chart, when you're looking at this chart, now, when you're going to look at the 31%, which is in the orange area, the orange area is the client that has a little bit of tingling sensation, a little bit of itching. That's more into the category of the light issues. When we're going into the red one, that's when it's starting to get a little bit more burning sensation. That's when we're going to start having redness around the face. That's when we're starting to have more symptomatics. On the other side, of 22% of the population will have a severe reaction. That's the blistering, that's the inflammation of the scalp, that can be actually the swelling of the scalp too, and sometimes hospitalization. Now, when you look at this chart, pretty much 100% of people are sensitive to that. Why? Is because if I put just peroxide on anybody's skin here, it will have all the same reaction, right or wrong. Everybody's going to have that. In some cases, it's less, others more. Now, if we don't do anything about it, and especially with the coming of new products that we're pushing the boundaries of the hair integrity and we're doing results, you know, how many clients here that you've known that want to be, they're brown and that they want to be ultra pale blonde, eh? Now more and more that they're going to want that. Now, when you're doing certain services, you might be doing double process. And when you double process, that's when you have to do twice chemical service. And it's in the second phase of the chemical service that it gets really sensitive for the client. And obviously after 5-10 minutes, she says, oh my God, my head is on fire. Please, can you rinse this out? With ANTIDOT PRO, this is what we're going to be seeing. So actually, in a nutshell, just to recap a little bit of everything, it's a cream-based product that can be added to all your chemical services. Not only that, it is the only one that is compatible with every single brand out there, regardless of the color line or chemical service that you use. That's number one. Number two, it's got 12 natural ingredients that are fused into one molecule. And it's that one molecule that has antihistamine and anti-inflammatory properties, which makes it so performing for ANTIDOT PRO and so alleviating for your client. Third, it's fairly easy to use. It's got a ratio of 1:6. When we say a mix of total product is developer and color, or developer and bleach, we divide that by 6, and you just incorporate ANTIDOT PRO in it after you mix. When you're mixing with different other stuff, let's say you're mixing it with Olaplex or any other add-on that you're doing into the color, you'll be adding Olaplex first, mix Olaplex thoroughly, and then you will be adding ANTIDOT PRO in it. Now, the fact that ANTIDOT PRO, and this is what I want to show you in the chart. Actually, these are the formats that come. ANTIDOT PRO comes in a liter bottle, It comes in a 240 milliliter, and then it comes into a smaller size, which is a sample at 60 milliliter, which is a 2 ounce. Now, remember the little chart that I had done before of sensitivity? Now, how many of you know someone that never was intolerant or allergic to something, and all of a sudden they were allergic? Do you know of someone? Yes, you know. You know too as well, eh? Absolutely. Do you know why that is? Well, I'll tell you something. What happens is that the body was solicited constantly to the point that it said enough. And now I'm going to develop a symptomatic. And once the symptoms is evolved or is shown, it will only go in increasing and never in decreasing. That's like an allergy. Once it's declared, it will only go more and more. Does that make sense so far? It makes sense? Wonderful. Now, ANTIDOT PRO, this is why I want to make this point actually. It's because, you remember the sensitivity chart that we had? Now, if we don't take care of the client that's here, what's going to happen later on? Where is she going to end up? She's going to end up over here. And if you don't do it, it'll go even further. So this is why ANTIDOT PRO is not only for existing, it's not only for existing conditions, but this is what I want you to understand. It is much more to prevent. This is a prevention. So that's why in my salon, I put color, developer, and ANTIDOT PRO in all my chemical services, regardless if the client has a reaction or not. Because I know that there will be one day that that client will start having the reaction, and it's not going to be neither beneficial for me or for the client. It's not thinking about the wellness of the client. This is why I'm saying it's not a beauty product, it's a wellness product. Tracy Cunningham, testimonial.
Clients come in and they say, well, the last time my scalp hurt a lot, then this time we use ANTIDOT PRO, and they're like, oh my God, it felt so much better, didn't sting, and I feel so much better. And one of my clients, she told me, oh, my mom can't color her hair anymore because she is so irritated. Her scalp gets so irritated, so she's thinking about not coloring her hair. And she came back and she said, we gave her a little bottle because her mother lives in Australia. Yeah, her mother lives in Australia, so we gave her a little bottle. And she was like, oh my God, my mom is so happy. Thank you.
Unbelievable. Thank you.
Yeah. Are you guys in Australia now?
Actually, Tracy Cunningham, that she had one of her clients, is that she said, my mother can't color her hair no more because it's burning so much. And she just gave her that little bottle, and it made the whole difference that she's be able. So this is important too for us as benefits for hairstylists, that we want client retention, and clients want to keep on doing their hair color. This is why it's so important, ANTIDOT PRO. Now let's watch another one that's actually Venica, that's from the US as well.
And this is my personal opinion, of course. Not that it's not right, but no, I'm kidding. ANTIDOT PRO, to me, and Olaplex are the two things that I feel like have revolutionized our profession and made it better. It's had the biggest impact on me personally for my clients. So it's at that level.
It's so important that the two do go together, one for the integrity of the hair and the other one for the integrity of the scalp. Now, this last testimonial, and you know what? I have to say something. These testimonials, we have thousands of them. In a year and a half, we are in over 50 countries. So what does that say? That says that there's a problem out there and that we're there out solving it. So testimonials like this one, we have constantly every day. So I really want you to pay attention on this one. It's actually Amber.
Hi everybody. So I've had a crazy week in the salon this week, and I just wanted to tell
everybody a little bit about it. Tuesday, I had a client come in for a bleach retouch, and then we were going to do a Vivids Purple on her, just like mine. It would have been the second time that I had bleached her all over. The first time I did her all over lightener service, I did Joico Vero Light Powder and Trionics Lift Through with ANTIDOT Pro. I got my ANTIDOT Pro sample at the Goonies class, so used it. She said she didn't have any discomfort. It was awesome. Didn't think anything about it. I had run out of my sample, however, this week, and mixed up her formula just like normal, Lift Through, Vero Light, no problems. Didn't use the ANTIDOT, and about 15 minutes into her service, her face got really, really red, and she alerted me to the fact that something was wrong and something wasn't right. So I immediately rinsed the bleach off of her scalp so that I could hope that that would calm it down and we wouldn't have any more issues. Put a cool rag around her neck, and the redness didn't subside, and then she began to become short of breath, and the redness spread to about halfway down her throat. At that time, I panicked a little bit. Her husband came and got her, took her to the ER, and she did have an allergic reaction to the lightener. I went through all of her products and everything that she did, and the only thing that was different was something that I had done, and it was that I didn't use ANTIDOT in this last service. So needless to say, if you are on the fence, if you aren't sure, if you think that ANTIDOT is just for a comfort situation rather than a necessity, in my salon, ANTIDOT is absolutely not a want. It has become a need because it medically saved my client from an allergic reaction. We're both comfortable moving forward with the service again as long as we only use ANTIDOT. I made my order, and my salon will never ever be without it again. We're going to do some patch tests to make sure that that was the situation, but I am 98% positive that we'll be able to do her service with the help of ANTIDOT, and like I said, I will never ever go without it again. So if you're on the fence, buy it today. Get it in your client's hair. Asthma patients are very susceptible to new allergies very quickly and suddenly out of nowhere. This particular client is an asthma sufferer, and that's exactly what happened. So literally, lack of ANTIDOT Pro sent my client to the ER. And I will never let that happen again. So thank you, ANTIDOT, for everything you do. And I just appreciate everybody and all of your products and everything that you are out there doing to make our industry better.
Now, that was pretty interesting, eh? Because she didn't use ANTIDOT Pro, her client ended up at the hospital. And I was speaking to Amber the other day while I was here, because I was saying, can I use your video? You know, I asked her to see if I can use her video, and she said, yes, absolutely, Luigi. And please say to everyone that right now I'm using ANTIDOT Pro in every chemical service. It's not only to my client that is there, that is my insurance policy for me as an integrity of a stylist. But not only that, I am there not only to make my client look good, I'm there to make my client feel good. And this is what's important, because the two go together. Because if we don't do that, later on, we'll eventually have much more problems. So ANTIDOT Pro is a problem solver, not only to use for existing situation, but as a prevention. Now, we're proud, obviously, to be in 50 countries and 7 million applications. And the success rate is over 98%. So that just tells you on how performing the product is. The only times that it wasn't performing is because they put ANTIDOT in the color, not the color within ANTIDOT. They did the switch. So honestly, the benefits for you as a stylist are the following, and I'm going to be closing with this. Obviously is the comfort and the integrity. Now when the client is happy and you're taking care of her, what happens? She stays in your salon, so there's client retention. Flexibility, you can put it in your bleach, you can put it in your perm, you can put it in your straightener, you can put it in your color, you can put it in all chemical service. That's how flexible ANTIDOT Pro is. The wellness that you bring, obviously, you're not soliciting the body. Easy to use, ratio of 1:4, or 1 for extra sensitive, or 1:6 for normal. And you don't need to change the developer. You don't need to do nothing. And the most important thing it does not affect the end result of either your color, either your bleach, or anything. Just follow the guidelines and change nothing at all. Compatibility, whether you use any color brand, any straightener brand, any bleach brand, it is compatible with all that is out there. Is that cool, everyone? That's cool, great. So you know that client that you had, thought of, that one? That's what I want you to do now. I want you to go to see the Nazih stand, get yourself a bottle of ANTIDOT PRO, and please join the Nazih group as well in our social media. Join the ANTIDOT PRO social media, and you'll see there's so much going on there. There's user groups as well, so we can all share the information together. On that note, everybody, I'd like to thank you for your time, and I'll see you soon.